the cartographer's mole. If I could draw a map of my heart, the raw regions exposed would be where strips of you were not wrapped. If I could draw a map of my brain, there would be tunnels and a labyrinth with false leads ending in you or not. If I drew a map of my body, those lumps would be bite marks left by you, my contours swollen with you. A map of my life would be crisscrossed with traces of you and covered in references to you and destinations we had been. Coordinates would indicate where you had been and wanted to go and the places where I would not let you in. That map would cover vast areas of me, and magnetic south would point to you, and I would be facing true north. You have lain your rail lines across my ranges, and my terrain has been forever changed. This next one's called Noir. I really like the black and white gangster movies of the 1940s, and I like the aesthetic and the snappy dialogue. Noir. Gangster guys in pinstripe suits drive Oldsmobiles with white-walled tires. Private dicks retired from the force, world-weary, crack-wise. Pearl-handled Smith & Wesson revolvers are fired. Purple orchids or yellow roses are pinned to the gowns of buxom broads or icy debutantes who pose under street lamps, smoke from their cigarettes curling blue in the full moon midnight. Sensuous, bluesy melodies insinuate their saxophone refrains. Temptresses wear kid leather gloves and skin-tight pencil skirts that hug their figures in all the wrong places. Heiresses gone bad in lame and feathers bare their cleavages as nightclub torch singers. Secretaries turn wild and toss their curtains of hair and look up, seductive, from under fringes of lashes. There will be tears before bedtime. And whiskey. It is all usually the fault of the broad. We are made that way. And I'm absolutely delighted to read a poem by my colleague Max Shanley, who just read before and read one of mine. We sort of have a bit of a mutual admiration society of each other's work. Somebody's got to do it, right? And I just love Max's work. And this is a new piece, newish, of Max's called Murmuration. It moves, everything coming into focus this vacant afternoon upon which the sun, a burning eye, shines upon the water which, seeming to breathe, to flicker, one in, two out, transmits its messages back to the day, one in. This day so still, the sun's corona swaying slightly in the rippling surface of the lake in which the trout swim together in a circular motion. Most days their movement is scattered, branched in every imaginable direction, something resembling a freeway system, its overpasses, its junctions, its interminable and inexhaustible traffic stretching time, slowing it to a crawl while they move. The fish, like lightning through the darkened arteries and slipstreams of the water which seems to whisper to the considerable air, one in. Today, though, they move as one, anointed into an unspeakable blur of silver which turns through the litany of black that houses it, unbound and ancient, silence, motion, formless and absolute. It turns inward, becomes the lake itself, the breathing and whispering lake. Always these ungovernable sermons of light, flashing briefly through to out. This leviathan, this heaving mass, always at the edge of collapse and violent dispersion. This execration moves, always moving. And the last one is one of mine, and it is called My Chemical Days. I love to be heavily medicated. From my dextroamphetamine dawn up into my barbiturate bedtime, I like to start my caffeinated morning with a Ritalin or Adderall kick. Continue till I need to take the edge off with Ativan and donuts at 10 or 11, or lorazepam, oxazepam, or clonazepam, Seropax for my halcyon days, or a Xanax, perhaps. Just the right dose of diazepam, and I feel the universe still has a plan. I don't need to experience any pain. There's a pharmaceutical for every feeling. No need to ever feel uncomfortable physically, mentally, or emotionally. Just take roxicodone or hydromorphone, oxymorphone, or oxycodone. And if I feel a little down, I just up my Wellbutrin, my mirtazapine, my fluvoxamine, paroxetine, duloxetine, or even my reboxetine, if you know what I mean. And when it all gets a little too much, I can knock myself out with a subtle touch of esopiclone, otherwise known as Lunesta, or Zaloplon, sometimes known as Sonata, or Zolpidem, also known as Ambien, or Stilnox. These industrial strength pharmaceuticals are in my hair and under my cuticles, and I can pee them out into the water supply and not be worried that they end up in the bay, out by San Bruno or up in Monterey. Medicating the dolphins, they get off on it. As I drift off into my well-earned sleep, I repeat their names like a prescription psalm or a medication mantra. Pentobarbital, phenobarbital, cicobarbital, chloroquine, mebroquine, methaqualone, Lunesta, Stilnox, Sonata, Lunesta, Stilnox, Sonata, Lunesta, Stilnox, Sonata.